Veronica Webb. I'm a mom and a supermodel, believe it or not. Renata M, the founder of 7 Bar, started emailing me about this really crazy idea of microfinance and lingerie together. And I was like, either this is the most insane person who's ever lived, or she's brilliant. So 6 or 7 months later, after a lot of impassioned and focused and thoughtful emails, I ended up in Miami in a green room with Eva Longoria Parker and Deepak Chopra. And I said, has anybody seen Renata? And everybody goes, we never met her. She just sent us these emails about what she's trying to do. So that's how our relationship started 18 months ago. And at that first Lingerie Miami show, Deepak Chopra came out with this amazing fact that most of the women in the world, like 60% of the women in the world, live on less than $1 a day. And then he came out with another amazing fact, that if you put money into the hands of women, everything changes. Children go to school, the sick are taken care of, and communities get built. And that was the core, the crux of Deepak Chopra's UN mission, was to lift women around the world out of poverty. Whether you're starting a dressmaking business or an empanada store, or you're a kitchen beautician and you're going to put a beauty shop in your basement or a daycare center in your living room, I think everybody deserves a chance to live the American dream, because it's hard to get money unless you're rich, right? The bank won't lend to you. So thank God we have stuff like microfinance. My moment, the Hennessy Black Light Goddess moment, which is so fantastic because LVMH, which is Louis Vuitton, Moet Hennessy, right, which is like all the brands that we lust after, they're doing this great program with my alma mater, Parsons, called the Artisans Program, where they're supporting people who make things like lace and buttons and furniture and gloves and all these things that are special and handmade and unique. So they sponsored my moment in the show tonight. And it's a young designer who's also an entrepreneur. This is the other thing I love about the mix of microfinance and fashion, that most designers are women and they're entrepreneurs who start with a small loan. So Dara Young, the designer of my corset, who's like visionary and kooky and all kinds of things, and came up with Space Lace, which is this LED injection molded fiberglass corset. It kind of has, you have to see it to feel it. It sounds funny, right? But it looks one way on the body and then it lights up and it's a whole other thing. I mean, the process of having the thing fitted and getting it on, it was like being at Guantanamo. It was torture. Torture, okay? I mean, I could have called in several human rights organizations to get me out of that thing last night. But the end result will be beautiful.